Hello everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Black and White. Last time we had a battle with Iris and or Drayden, depending on which version you played, and today we are getting encountered by Professor Juniper. Sorry if I sped through that pretty quickly, but hello, how is Iris doing? I came to report on how to resurrect the legendary Zekrom. I thought it would be better to tell you in person than over the extra Excavivir. And as for the conclusion, well, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm sure Pokemon will wake up when it deems someone worthy. More importantly, aren't you amazing? You have all 8 of Unova's gym badges, right? You've become so strong. You probably don't even know it, but you've changed a lot since you left November Town. Well then, I'll show you where such a strong trainer should head next. Yes, that was a very important thing for us to show. Pass through that gate, go down Route 10, and you'll arrive at the badge check gates. Once you get through Victory Road, it's past the gates, you're finally on the Pokemon League. Oh, just making me think of while I was showing you around the Pokemon Center in Accumula Town. Maxis, do you regret setting out on your journey? Not at all. Thanks. That's the greatest answer you could give. I'm really happy to be able to give those 3 Pokemon as a present, because Pokemon create great chances to meet more wonderful people in Pokemon. Maxis, this is a present for you. We obtained the Master Ball. This is the ultimate Pokeball. It is the most powerful Pokeball. It will catch any Pokemon without fail. It is the only way I can now support. It is the only way Professor Juniper can now support us, is to say, be true to ourselves. No matter what happens, stay strong and keep going with our Pokemon. She'll see us later. Yep. We have it. And we have some more things to be doing now. Let's see what this little gate clock does. Hey, do you have a minute? I just heard of an extra in Scavivir. There's a big storm on Route 7. It seems to be a storm. It seems to be different from a natural phenomenon. So strange. Well, I think that we should be heading out there and seeing what's going on. Let's see what this thing has to say. The biggest shopping area in the entire Unova region. There's nothing you can't buy. Shopping Mall 9. May 10, 2020, Opolis City, sunny, Route 10, sunny. So there's actually no... A gentleman from another town challenged and successfully defeated to beat Iris, the Opolis City. Oh, so it actually updates in real time. Awesome, I didn't even notice that. Okay, so there's nothing going on about the supposedly unnatural storm. I guess it could be the dark side, considering that it is a pathway to powers many consider to be unnatural. But I'll meet you guys over at Mistralton City and head out to Route 7. Alright, you made it here to Mistralton City, and I guess you can see that there's a little bit of a storm had just passed over here, considering there's a little bit of water on the ground. Let's head out and see where this storm is supposedly taking place. Oh my, that is quite violent weather. Hope I don't slip and fall, but I guess I gotta run just to make sure I won't slip. And made it out. Let's see. Head over here, and this very violent thunderstorm will take place above us. Wow. Hey, Grandma. My, that Pokemon has come again, too. Now, child, don't be heading out in the tall grass. The Pokemon might be too much for you. Oh, please, I was tasked with catching the legendary Pokemon Zekrom. I think I can handle a little bit of a thunderstorm. You catch... It's not all cold work! Standing around talking in this wind and rain. It's not much, but this is my home for a spell. Okay, Granny. Oh, it actually takes a troll for you out. Even a young'un like yourself should wait until will catch cold if you get soaked, but that's not how colds work. Would you like some soup? Okay, I guess I could take some soup. A young'un like you shouldn't be shy. In the Unova region, you see, there's a Pokemon called Thunderous that created thunderstorms. It flies around the region and lets loose the wild winds and crashing lightning. Have some soup now, dear. It'll warm you up. I do like soup. A soup jam-packed with healthy vegetables. It's delicious! The heavy rain is ruining the crops we've worked so hard to raise. What a troublesome Pokemon. I thought I could try catching it, but it flies around so fast, even when I thought I found it, it just flew away. One day, In one day, it can make an entire lap around the Unova region. In the mornings, it's in the south. In the evenings, it's in the north. It shows up everywhere. It shows up here in the evening. Well, thank you for a little bit of insight, Granny. And I guess we should head outside now. Oh, looks like it's calmed down. What was that? Curse rock. And the thunderstorm started up again. Whew, what a storm. Apparently it's the Pokemon's doing. And the storm ends. And the normal music resumes. However, you may be looking at my team and... no. You may be thinking, well, we don't have any Pokemon who have wings, so how the heck are we going to be able to get to where we have to go next? Yep. Jaeger can fly. I love this. In the anime, they showed that, Golurk can sort of, like, retract its legs and arms, and they basically turn to, like, rocket boosters, and I don't know if that was intentional because they knew, okay, we're gonna give this thing fly, or rather just like the rocket booster thing it has can be something that has actually... I want to check that out because if so, I do want to see whether it actually is in the Pokedex. G. Start. Let's see what we got. Pokemon found. Golurk. Quick. It flies across the sky at Mach speeds, removing the ceiling on its chest makes its internal energy go out of control. So yeah, like the idea of it being able to retract its legs and become, you know, a jet-powered flying robot mech of awesomeness was something that you would think kind of comes just from the anime because it seems like something the anime would do. But no, it's actually something the Pokemon had even before the anime, which I just think is so cool. But wait. We didn't do the freaking thing. The rain here kind of faked me out as to whether the thing was going to work, but no, it didn't, and I'm kind of an idiot now. But I will always enjoy flying on my Jaeger, but it turns into a bird, so I don't really know how that works. Yadotachi. We have to go up north towards Route 10, which, in my opinion, this is the most bland Route 10 transition ever. Just, this gate is so lame. Just, you have this awesome techno gate, and then just bland rusting gate. But we have this little transition. Hey, trainer, you have a minute? I just heard from the X-Trans Kavaisaver, there's a big storm on Route 7. Storm seems different from a natural phenomenon. So strange. Yep. I guess you could say we have some exploration to go do. And blast back, Jaeger. Blast off in 3, 2, 1. I just like it whenever they have Pokemon that can learn fly, even if they don't really look like they can fly, because Archeops can learn fly, and it kind of makes sense because it has wings. And a couple of other Pokemon that do have wings can learn fly, and there we go, there's the storm I'm looking for. That's the kind of downpour we like to see, and wow, you really can't see. But, hey Granny, I think we already saw you already, but then again, that could have been the other me. My mind, that Pokemon's back again, fogging up storm. Now, child, don't go heading into tall grass. Pokemon might be too much for you. You'll catch cold standing out talking around this wind and rain, and I already went over how standing out in the rain and the cold weather doesn't actually cause sickness because that's not how viruses work. Sorry, scientific inaccuracies do bother me. Even a young'un like yourself, yeah, we've already been through this whole thing. Yeah, let's just have a little bit of a nap. You know, I kind of wish we did live in a world where, well, yes, of course, where Tornadus is real and can cause massive windstorms, because that actually would be pretty cool, and, you know, the fact that Pokemon would exist would also just be awesome, but the fact that Tornadus is here, and also the fact that grandmas will just say, here, you know, come into my house and give you some free food. I hear they like that in Canada. But, this is Unova, not really Canada. Flew away. One day, it left around the entire universe, north and the south, even to the north. It shows up here in the evening. There we go. But, yeah, the rain's come down a little bit. Or not. Psych. So this is a Pokemon that can control wind. I guess you could say it's a blowhard. Apparently this Pokemon's doing. And the rain levels off. The Pokemon we just encountered! Tornadus. This is an interesting Pokemon. Prankster is an interesting ability, and in my opinion, probably one of the most broken, especially in doubles. This makes all priority moves, makes all status moves, priority. Certain status moves actually are not given boosted priority, such as Trick Room, but pretty much everything else, and the majority of ones that Tornadus is going to be using, as well as its counterpart Thundurus, such as Thunder Wave or Nasty Plot, do get priority. It doesn't exactly have the biggest of bulk out there, as well as also Tornadus and Thundurus have the exact same stat distribution. They don't really have the greatest distribution of stats for defense, but offensively, they're pretty good mixed. And with good speed, and again, access to Prankster, they can be, as their names suggest as forces of nature, quite forces of nature to deal with. But the two forces of nature flew off and are now constantly roaming the Unova region. They will actually be commented on by these little teleprompters. I forgot to go over this. And Route 9, a very unusual storm is happening. Okay, so we're actually going to go make a breakneck pace and go over to Route 9 and catch the frickin' thing. Those bulletin boards will actually tell you where they are. So no having to go into your Pokedex and check whether it is here or whether it's not here. And also, gotta say, I like how this little technologically advanced place has this little cartoned off construction area around the little old-timey gates. Opposite City Leader Drayden, the Spartan Mayor. That is just the most awesome name ever. Just like the Spartan blank. That's a name right there. May 13th, Route 10. You son of a thing, you're going back and forth. Oh, actually, Route 10 is actually where I did originally catch Thundurus or Tornadus. I forget which one it was, and I have said I don't really remember much about my initial playthrough of this game. I do remember that just because of how kind of stupid it was. I encountered them in, on Route 10, and I think I caught it at, I think it was like full HP with a Premier Ball. Okay, so it's not here. The storm is not overhead, so too bad. Route 13, no. Come on! Stop making us run back and forth, you freaking things. You know what? I love the Oplucid music, but we're just getting on a break because I do not have patience for this. And if you're going to keep screwing around like this, I am going to have your head. But yes, they are roaming legendary Pokemon. And I, of course, hate roaming legendaries. Because they do this crap. Are you just... They're just screwing with me right now. They're just going back and forth between Route 10 and Route 9. Come on, you freaking genies. I hate you. Come on, just please stay here. Route 9, 10. Okay, so they ran away. Good, okay, I don't have to deal with you. You son of a blanks. Okay, they don't actually have a unique encounter theme. How about they did? It's like the wind blowing kind of gave me the impression that they would have a unique encounter theme, but no, I just remember they do actually have a different encounter theme. Yeah, you're probably going because that's how you route traveling. Okay, no, you're still here. Okay, good. There it is! Alrighty! You know what? Normally, I kinda like not being that guy who goes in and just does a little something known as the Master Ball. That also matches you quite well, but honestly, I say use the Master Ball on these two. There is no real challenging Pokemon that I would say the Master Ball is needed for. They're the only roaming Pokemon in this game. And just for the sake of saving your sanity, don't catch them normally. Don't be the guy who goes around the region with a Pokemon with Spider Web or Mean Look and catches the thing that way, because while I do respect people who do that, I can't do that because, first off, it is bad pacing, and second, I really hate chasing scene. I have no patience. But, so I've been after another legendary for about a half hour. And it's just been going back and forth between the inaccessible routes of Route 15, Route 12, and Route 13 and Route 14. We cannot get to any of these locations, and seeing as how Thundurus wants to stay there, and I really don't want to stay up any later because it's well past midnight as it is, let's go over it again, because I didn't really do it just the first time. This is a fantastic type combination defensively. You have two weaknesses to Ice and Rock, while having fantastic speed, very good mixed offensive stats, and not really the greatest bulk, but hey, not really great bulk doesn't matter when you have access to Prankster, and Stab Thunder, and Rain Dance. Tornadus, or rather Thundurus, is a lot like Tornadus in that they do have access to Prankster, boosting, Prankster boosting priority, and access to Nasty Plot. However, it doesn't have access to Hurricane, so you can't have the Thunder, Rain Dance, Hurricane combo that would be amazing on a Pokemon like this. It does, however, just have Thunder and Discharge. It's got a couple of other tricks, but you're pretty much using this thing as a Glass Cannon Special Sweeper. Not a bad Pokemon, but not the greatest either. Again, much like Tornadus, I recommend using the Master Ball on it to save your sanity, as you can see with me having to spend an hour, or rather half hour, to not even get a single encounter of it.